Today we are going to install rebuilding a toilet. Show you how to save money by not having to buy a whole new toilet just because it's constantly running or it doesn't flush right or just too noisy for you. I'll show you the kit, how much the kit is, and how to put it in. It's not as hard as it seems. Okay, so we are going to rebuild the toilet. I've already taken the toilet apart, okay? You must know there's 2 bolts. Well, on this one there's 2, but there's sometimes 3. Underneath this lip. Take them off, toilet will come right off. Which that piece has to come out. I'll get it out in a minute here. And then you want to strip the guts. Underneath here, there'll be 2 nuts. One you'll see, one's underneath the gasket, which is that one right there. Pull the gasket back, there'll be a big nut. Most likely gonna need a monkey wrench. Or a cutting tool, if it's stuck like mine was. I could not get mine loose for nothing, so it got cut off. So next you'll need this thing right here. I'm gonna get it out the bag here. It's a complete toilet kit. Comes with everything you need, except for the handle. So, we'll get this in. Go over to my sink here that we installed last time. Trying to open this with one hand here. See how well this works here. You want to take all your parts out. You're going to have your flushing mechanism, the flapper as they call it, which is this. It's going to have a rubber gasket. It's got new gaskets right here. That's the little seal or the thing for that, the fill mechanism. That's your new gasket. It's going to sit right there on that toilet. It'll pretty much sit in this little hole right here like that. But you don't put it there. You always want to put it on the bottom of the tank, because otherwise it will not line up right. And then there's 2 other holes that bolt the tank down to the top of the toilet. Well, yours may have 3. They have 2 and 3 button toilets. Good news is this kit works for both. That's not the bolts. So yes, as you see, the kit comes with 3 bolts. So 2 and 3 button 3 bolt toilets. Now see, I can't remember if this has... No, it's just the 3 nuts. Okay. So, what you want to do is, we want to start building this. Okay. Now let's put my tank like this so you can actually see in there. Let me get my flapper out. There's a little paper gasket on this that you want to put on the outside of the tank. The red gasket goes on the inside. And you want to face it towards the I usually go to the back of the tank like that. I mean, it'll sit up more, but like that. Yeah, like that. I just ain't got it screwed in, but like I said, I'm trying to do this one-handed so I can hold the camera too. It's kind of hard. Get that paper gasket on there. You just want to crank it down. It don't need to be extremely tight. It just needs to be tight. As you see, now it sits like that. And we'll leave it sit like that for a minute. Okay, not a big deal. Next, you want to put this piece in, which is your fill mechanism. Okay, That goes through that little hole in the corner there. And it's going to face just like this. Like that. That's it. This is your fill tube that goes down this hole here, which we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, not a big deal there. I need my nut here. I'm trying not to drop my camera as I do this. Okay. Same as the other one, it has a rubber gasket that goes on it. And you literally just thread this on the end here. Like this. So mine's seeming to be a little crooked here. Let me set the camera down for a second here. Why am I coming in crooked so much? There you go. Just like that. I had to adjust mine because apparently it wouldn't go in like I wanted it to. Which if I needed, I could adjust it. Which I may end up adjusting it. Because, man, my thing is not working out like it should. This tank is awful small. This tank is not supposed to go like this, apparently. Apparently the older gear was smaller, so it fit in here nicely, but we're just going to move mine over to there. It doesn't really matter which way it goes. At least I've never seen a difference. The toilet will still work. There we go. And this will just pretty much hook onto this chain, onto this handle. Yeah, this chain will hook onto this handle, and that's pretty much all that is. We'll get that hooked on. Now this is what I was talking about before. You just want to slide it over your big nut like this, see? Don't want to go. There it is. Give her a little twisting action. She'll slide on there just like that. That's how she sits. That's your gasket that goes between the tank and the base of the toilet. Now, for mine, I have 2 bolts. 2. So, I gotta put 2 of these in there. And I'll show you how that goes. Okay, not difficult. Literally, you take one of your bolts, like this. If I can do this one-handed here. You want to feed the washer through it. Now, you want to twist it down. This way it doesn't, wallow out the hole. Otherwise, you'll have a leak. And you'll have to go buy some more washers for it. Like that. And that'll go in that hole for the bolts that you pulled out. Now, I recommend changing the bolts. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I recommend it. I mean, it's always nice to have new because you don't know how long them washers have been sitting in there. Okay, so I'm gonna set the camera down here for a second so I can lift this tank into the place here. Okay, got the tank in place. Now you want to grab your metal washer and a nut, and one on each side. Now you're probably going to have to stick your hand in the back of the tank to hold the bolt. At least I do. And do the other side. Now, at first your tank will be wobbly, like this. As you see, wobbly. Very wobbly. And that's because it's not tightened down. Now, when you tighten this down, you want this whole tank to be sitting on its things. So we got quite a ways to go here. And as you crank it down, it'll tighten. Get the pliers here. Now what you can do to help is actually push down on the tank. If I can get this toilet to do this here. Push down on the tank and then it'll loosen that bolt up. And you can finger tighten most of the way. And you ain't gotta crank down as much. And then it'll be mostly tight. Just crank it down a little bit. It helps to have the wrench to do this, but I didn't bring the wrench in because I'm not smart enough for that. Oh, come on. Get readjusted here. Now, granted, yours now you should have it looking like where the porcelain is touching on both sides. And that's how you know you got it. Because then it will not rock. The tank will not rock. And that's how you do that. And then you want to take your new supply line, which is this piece, connect it to your shutoff valve, just like this. And I can get this to go on. What do I do with my pliers? Oh, I put them up there, okay. And you tighten this up. Always tighten them. And, well, I always buy extra long ones, but yours may not be as long. You want to crank it onto the toilet. You screw it right onto that piece that you did earlier. If I quit trying to drop the camera here. I know I don't have a right hand, so I can't really hold the camera in the position it needs to and crank this down. So it's kind of hard for me to do this. You want to crank that tight, this hand tight, then you should be able to turn it on. And you'll want to see if it's leaking. Which right now, as it stands, mine is not leaking. Which I have not put the hose in yet, but it's okay. Because that is just the fill for the bottom of the toilet. That fills that up down there. Which, as you see, it's not filling. We'll wait for that to turn off here. See, then we'll take our little hose here. Okay, let me put the camera down here for a second. Now, you may want to do this before you get the tank full. Don't be like me. I like things don't being hard, apparently. Come on. Well, they say this just slides over, but it's a pain. Let me tell you. And then you just want to drop it down that tube. Like that. Just so everybody can see. I got it finally. It literally just pushes onto that little valve. And then drop it down that tube. This way. Oh. Yeah. Genius moment again. Forgot to hook the chain up. So now I gotta take my coat off and stick my hand in the back of the toilet because I forgot to hook the chain. So, for this part, we're gonna turn the water back off because I don't want to sit here and fight the water after I drain it the first time. Let that drain out. Okay, I'm gonna set the camera down again because I'm gonna have to play with the toilet for a second here. Okay. There we go. All right, turn the water back on. Oh, and we'll see. You always want to make sure it flushes, because see, that's that tube that fills this up, see? Fills the bottom of the toilet up. Have to flush, flush, flush. Oh, apparently it takes a long time for this thing to fill up. Now we test it. Look at there, and she works. What do you think? I mean, not rebuilding the toilet's not as hard as it seems. And I mean, I have one hand, and I did it, so you can do it. Just try not to forget things like I do. I also hit myself in the head with the tank pulling it out, because that was fun. Now it's all lumped up. I got a lump on my forehead. That's great. Looks great for the camera. Ninja Nick, I'm out of here. It's the next video.